There's a new tax rule that goes into effect right now, beginning of 2022, that affects people that use payment apps like Venmo and Zelle and those sorts of things. I'll explain it coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, so lots of people are curious about this. You're seeing rumors about it flooding social media as well, and it's not to be confused with the rumored, well, the IRS or the government is going to start looking at your bank transactions that are more than $600. This sounds like it, but it's not, okay? There's a new rule out there, a new tax law out there requiring reporting for using some payment apps like Cash App, or I use Venmo, or I'm sure we're all comfortable with the paying a friend using Apple Pay, something like that, or Zelle, that sort of thing. New tax law goes into effect 1/1 of 2022. Let me explain it. Okay, so it was a couple years ago. I don't know, it's probably 2017, maybe 2018, I don't know. Don't fact check me on that, but it was shortly after Apple came out with their Pay a Friend program, and I'm sitting in my barber's chair, okay, who is a friend of mine, and I know always, reports all of his income, that sort of stuff. So there was never a, well, listen, are you doing things, shady, or here's a way to skirt the system. But as I was getting my haircut, I would always have to remember to bring in cash so that I could pay him for my haircut. And it's just small. I mean, how many people still go to a barber? I love it. He's fantastic, okay? And so you should have a barber. All right, I'm just going to say that. But I will tell you, I was sitting in the chair and I'm like, hey, have you started using this, like, not Apple Pay, but it's like Pay a Friend? And he was like, no, I haven't really heard of that. And I'm like, you need to look into it, because I knew he's already going to report the revenue anyway. He's reporting all of the income, whether he receives it in cash or not. But for people that don't show up or forget cash, don't show up with cash or forget to bring cash or whatever, he could use this. And of course, like, that was budding into this new industry where that's now these cash payment apps, right? And there's tons of them out there. I use Venmo. I use Venmo for my travel baseball team that I manage, collecting the fees and then using that sometimes to pay as well. So really easy to do. Well, there's a new tax law that goes into effect 1/1 of 2022, part of the American Rescue Plan Act. I have no idea what they're trying to rescue here, but it's now requiring apps like that, payment apps like that, to send out new tax forms, 1099-K, not to be confused with the K1, okay? That's for if you own a business, reporting your income there. But a 1099-K reporting any financial transactions to an institution or to one party that exceed $600. Now, this has people very concerned, and I think for justifiable reasons, because we've all been using those apps and those services, hugely convenient, to go out to eat, and you're out to eat with a group of people and the server comes over with one check because they never asked you how you want to split it. And you're like, hey, can we split that up? And instead, for the past couple of years, you've just been able to say, okay, here, I got it, and you guys just Venmo me the money. Or you guys just, whatever. Or maybe you've got a roommate that you're sharing the apartment with, and instead of each of you paying, one of you pay, the other one Venmos you the money. Something like that. It's been very easy. And now, because of this new law, many people are concerned that all of those transactions are going to be taxable income. Well, they're not. The purpose of this rule, if you can trust the government, and I do as far as I can throw them, the purpose of this is if you're a business providing services and receiving income, receiving payment for those services through one of these payment apps, you should be reporting all of that income anyway. You should be. You're required to do so, whether there's this 1099-K requirement or not. If you're a business providing services and you're receiving income from that, whether that's cash, whether that's check, whether that's credit card through merchant services, or whether that's through Venmo or Zelle or whatever, you are required to report all of that income. That's what you're supposed to do. And so if you're a friend just covering the cost of pizza and someone else pays you through Venmo, or you're running a volunteer baseball program that has some fees associated with it, but you're not getting paid, or you're making a small gift to someone else that's well below that $15,000 annual reporting limit, this is not going to impact you. This is not going to create an additional tax for you, okay? That's the biggest point that I would point out. Now, I haven't seen the 1099-K yet. Again, this is new. This is new starting 1/1 of 2022, so you're not going to have to do this for your 2021 tax return that you're about to file here in the next couple months. It's going to be something new for this year that's going to influence your tax return next year. But again, it shouldn't influence most of you. So I haven't seen this 1099-K form, but it's likely that it will report or could report both financial and non-financial transactions, okay? If you are a business or providing a service, okay, in exchange for receiving payment through one of these systems, then let's say Venmo, since that's what I'm familiar with. Venmo is going to send you this 1099-K, and that number that they send you for your financial transactions, for the income you receive for doing your business, goods and services, whatever, you will need to report on your tax return. Well, you already should be. That revenue number should be the revenue number that you're tracking in QuickBooks or in Excel or however you're tracking your income, okay? So that number should just line up, and that's what will be reported on your tax return. If, okay, and I think they're going to, but if they're also reporting non-financial transactions, don't worry about it. You don't need to report that stuff on your tax return. You need to make sure you've got good books and records, but for non-financial transactions, hey, I paid for that full pizza and I just received $5 from you because you ate half of it, you're not going to have to report that on your tax return. That's not taxable income. So the three things that I'd make you aware of, okay? And there's going to be more. This is brand new. There's going to be more news, more details that will be coming out, and I'll share those with you here as well. But number one, the big thing is it's not coming into play until 2022, okay? So it's not something you're going to get reported on right now, and you're going to need to report for your 2021 tax year, or your taxes when you file for 2021. Not going to need to do that. It'll take place a year from now. Second is you need to be aware of it. Third, lots of these payment apps are going to start requesting additional information. They're going to want your social security number. They're going to want you to confirm your address, that sort of stuff, so that they can properly send you and report this 1099-K, okay? If you are a business owner or running a side hustle or something and you're using one of these services to collect payment, you should be reporting all of that income anyway, okay? This shouldn't alarm you at all. Just know that you're going to be receiving this 1099-K, and the IRS is going to be receiving it as well. They're going to want to make sure the numbers jive. Perfect. Yeah, it should be no problem. For individuals, that this is just paying a friend for whatever, okay, these non-financial transactions, no big deal. You're going to receive this 1099-K, shouldn't impact your tax return. We'll see if over the next year the IRS wants you to at least put it on your return and say this is the total of my non-financial transactions. I doubt that, but we will see. Take great records. Keep good records of all of this. For me, I use Venmo. Like I said, you can log in and you can get a report of all of your transactions over any time period. And if you're running a business, you're going to be using that and want to have that anyway. If you're using that payment app for both business and personal, make sure you've got great records. I would recommend separating the two so you're not using the same one or the same login for both uses, okay? More information as this gets rolled out, but no need to panic. For small businesses, this is really for you, and you should be, this is a redundancy. You should be tracking all of this anyway. And for the rest of us civilians that use these apps for convenience, nothing to worry about. More details will come here. Work with your CFP if you have more questions, or stay tuned to this channel. As more is released, we'll share more with you. Reach out to your CFP if you need help. If you don't have a CFP on your team, you can find one on my team. Find us online, Korhorn.com. That's Korhorn with a K. WiseMoneyShow.com. You can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@Korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.